Suicide. It's come to my mind a lot lately. It often has throughout the course of my life, to be honest, ever since I was young. I remember being 18-ish, 17, 18, and driving my car. I stole my parents' shop vac hose and I drove out to a remote area in front of the water and turned on some heavy metal, hooked up the shop vac hose to my exhaust pipe and snaked it in through the back of my car. And I know you're supposed to do that stuff in a closed garage. Well, we didn't have a garage, so I did the best I could. But the funny thing is, as I started to drift off into unconsciousness, I guess the will to live sort of overrode whatever was going on in my mind that drove me to that point on that particular occasion. And I guess I opened the door and stumbled out. I don't really remember that part very well because I was really on the precipice of passing out. And and had a little cry, pulled myself together and carried on with life. And there's just been other occasions throughout the years, even as recently as 2 years ago, where I put in a half-hearted attempt. I mean, it felt real at the time, but you know, in all honesty, I it's not that I want to die, it's just that I want the pain to stop. So, when things get desperate and I see no hope, no way out of whatever the current crisis is, you know, I tend to lead towards that direction. And of course, on top of any current crisis that might be going on, there's the underlying aspect of my life, childhood, physical and mental trauma that goes on to this day, both the physical and the emotional. It's not something that I could just quote unquote get over it, toughen up, walk it off. I have legitimate long term injuries from my childhood. And yeah, it's honestly made life very tough. And I wonder sometimes how to go on. I found a sense of purpose finally with veganism, animal activism. And when that turned out to really not be what I had hoped, as far as the organized aspect, like the teamwork, the camaraderie, it was all very surface. As long as you're towing the exact line that these people want you to tow, then you can be included. But as soon as you show any sense of individuality, then you will be cast out. And so it just, not that I'm linking it all together, but in a sense, it's just kind of, there's really nothing for a person like me on this earth. There's nothing to kind of grab a hold and call my own. I have my animal activism, which I feel proud of, but at the same time, it's become quite an individual pursuit, whereas I had hoped I'd finally found my tribe, so to speak. And that I guess there is no tribe for Jason, and that makes me sad.